to a specific stimulus. Let's assume this stimulus is present in a man. What is the cause of his commencement of shouting? This is a trigger. This is a reaction. That is, the trigger occurred, followed by a reaction. The reaction is uncertain even to the individual themselves, as they have no recollection of the events due to the deep-seated nature in the subconscious mind. When we possess something in our subconscious mind, we are unable to recall it or become aware of its existence. And what do we need to do? We must partially open the subconscious and work through this situation with a different outcome. Let us assume, what are the things that you require in order to accomplish this task? To begin, take a deep breath, relax, and enter a state of absolute calmness, allowing the mind to operate at a significantly slower pace. I can't say he'll stop. When he stops, it is either deep meditation or already a state of sleep. But it will be calm. Thoughts will pass slowly. They will become weightless. They will not cling to us. And in this state, it is imperative to present the picture. It is essential to present the situation, a problematic situation, and manipulate it, just like one would do with Photoshop software. So this man, if we are currently discussing by way of example, this man has the ability to imagine that a woman initiates a conversation with him and he proceeds to deliver his speech. And he or she, unaware that her actions upset him, writes or inserts some of her own words without realizing the impact it has on him. Stop. Here he can pause. That is, play as he pleases. He can pause, calm down, step out of the picture a little, enter. You can change everything there. You can increase the contrast. You can add, you can modify, you can change, you can add some other members. So it is like you are a theater. You edit some video yourself, you create some animation, or you create some movie of your own. So you are a director, you do as you please. That is how it will be beneficial to you. And at this particular moment, it is desirable to insert the emotion that you require, that is suitable for your task. For example, this man can set himself the task of being completely calm. So he presents himself as this calm man. He's sitting, relaxed, feeling his breath. Maybe he's even happy. Maybe he's even... It's touching that the lady is communicating with him, actively engaging in conversation. So the most crucial aspect at this particular point in time is to eliminate this unpleasant reaction, this involuntary, some sort of automatic one that disrupts his life. So we participate in this location, we experience the circumstances, we express the required response, the necessary emotion, we perceive our current condition, our emotional state in the present moment. And the outcome. What is the outcome? Maybe it will work out right away. Maybe a few rehearsals are required. The more you can immerse yourself in the image, the more clear the task will become. So, what is happening to the brain at this moment? This is not some magic or sorcery. Everything can be explained scientifically and beautifully. What is happening at this moment? The process that takes place is that when presented with a bright picture using sensations, the brain perceives it as reality, that is, a real experience. This means that the brain interprets the vivid image as an authentic encounter. What takes place when we undergo a genuine new experience? Fresh neural networks are actively being formed in our brain, resulting in the creation of new neural pathways. Where will the details about how the situation unfolded be recorded and documented for future reference and analysis? It turns out that you, in principle, lived her situation in your bed, on the couch, no matter where, on the ottoman. But the brain perceived it as reality and began to record new neural pathways. Repetition is crucial for achieving optimal outcomes. Why is repetition vital for attaining good results? Repetition is necessary in order to... Now I will extract a passage from another subject, which is referred to as automation and habits. but I need to say it at this moment so that you have a general picture of why and how everything is coming together. Suppose you are performing a new action. Suppose you are preparing a completely new dish, which is unfamiliar to you, and merely following recipes found on the internet. What's our first step? We put the phone in front of us. Initially, we choose a recipe, then we put the phone in front of us and turn it on. So, prepared eggs, prepared flour, prepared some fruits, vegetables, whatever, yes, meat. All preparations have been made, generally speaking. Then, simply follow the step-by-step instructions on your phone. Pause, do, that is step-by-step instruction, following a step-by-step instruction. Let's say, after some time you liked this recipe, you liked the result, and you wanted to cook this dish again, but you already forgot a little bit there. You turn it on again, and the movements begin to speed up. That is, you are already getting ready for the same thing, possibly step by step, depending on each person's memory, step by step. And you are cooking this dish. For the third time, you're just peeking at the screen. Once again, you're just peeking and not actually cooking. For the fourth instance, you are simply verifying. Can you verify the accurate line there at the conclusion? And we prepared the process ourselves. After some time, you cook without a recipe, but you are afraid, right? There are a few doubts. Then you start cooking more confidently. After a specific duration, you will realize that while preparing this dish, you can simultaneously talk on the phone, read a book, and listen to music. So, did it work out as intended? Initially, it is knowledge. That is, it is information that transforms into knowledge. Knowledge passes into learning, i.e., we are learning. Learning becomes a skill when we know how to do it, and a skill becomes a habit. The body is already preparing itself. Why did it happen in this way? A strong neural network has been constructed. Information already exists in the system. We don't need to learn again, just like we learned to walk. We would stand up, fall down, stand up, fall down, stand up, fall down. And now we walk, and we do not need to think about how to walk or how to hold a spoon. Why? Because all of this is already documented here. So envision, if you desire to acquire some new feeling, and let's assume, substitute it. Substitute a positive feeling with a negative feeling, an unnecessary feeling. The more frequently you reiterate it, the more automatic it will become. After a while, i.e., if you tried once and forgot and gave up, then basically what did you achieve? Yes, there is something, perhaps somewhere it will flash, but it has not become automatic yet. In critical situations, i.e., when action is needed, i.e., when in a real situation not automated, it will fail. You must be prepared for this. Hence, it is crucial to practice as many times as you already perceive it to be normal. I react in a normal manner like this on a regular basis. Many call it character, right? Many say he's funny, he has a sense of humor, it's in his character, in his genes, he's so smart, it's in his character, in his genes. Yes, genetics certainly matters, but nevertheless, many characteristics of ourself, as we can say, our character comes specifically from learned actions, reactions, emotions, and so on. Even the thought comes to automation, as mentioned before. So what happens is, the more often you scroll through the situation in your brain, at the level of sensations, the picture should be bright, not just me, like emotionless. No, you really have to be there, even though you're on the couch, but you really have to feel it. Then it will function to your utmost advantage. The more frequently you scroll and scroll through all of this, the stronger and stronger these tracks will be constructed in your mind. The more automatic the reaction becomes, that is the emotion, yes, let's say that. This applies not only to emotions, but in principle to all habits. You can also develop habits just by sitting on your couch. Here. Therefore, our brain is a huge, beautiful, greatest instrument. And if you know how to utilize it, you can possess the keys to the entire universe within your grasp. commencing with yourself initially, because the entire universe commences right here. The primary factor is knowledge. Knowledge is highly significant. Therefore, we have already, in principle, determined how to control our emotions, which in principle does not necessitate actual experience, as in real-life scenarios, one can easily become disoriented, and all the thoughts or plans that were considered but not yet developed can completely vanish. Thus, it is advisable to adopt a responsible approach in advance and allocate sufficient time and effort to effectively replace any necessary components or elements.